Picture this, a sea of people chanting, waving signs at a #No Kings protest rally. Their energy is electric, their message clear: no more rulers, no more kings. But let's rewind a bit. Just months earlier, the same country celebrated a massive coronation. Crowds cheered, flags waved, and everyone seemed thrilled to have a new monarch. So, what gives? Why does our brain crave a king one day and rebel the next? It all starts with obedience. Back in the 1960s, psychologist Stanley Milgram ran a famous experiment. Volunteers were told to give electric shocks to strangers, just because a guy in a lab coat told them to. Most of them obeyed, even when it felt wrong. Wild, right? But here's the thing, our brains are wired to follow authority. We crave structure and security, especially when the world feels chaotic. Having someone in charge soothes our anxiety and helps us feel safe, even if that someone is just wearing a white coat. But there's more. Neuroscience shows us that power is addictive, not just for those who have it, but for those who follow it too. When we see a charismatic leader, our brains light up. Dopamine, the feel-good chemical, floods in. It's like our minds are saying, this person will protect us, just follow. This instinct comes from deep in our evolutionary past. Back when survival meant sticking together, a strong leader could make the difference between life and death. So, we're drawn to king-like figures almost by default. But hang on, if our brains love leaders so much, why do we see massive protests and rebellions? Here's where it gets interesting. Humans aren't just obedient, we're also logical and self-aware. When leaders push too far, break trust, or threaten our sense of fairness, another part of the brain kicks in. We start questioning, analyzing, and eventually, pushing back. You see this everywhere, from viral hashtags like #NoKingsProtest to global social movements. Our brains can switch gears, turning that dopamine-fueled loyalty into fiery rebellion. So what's the final answer? We're wired for both obedience and rebellion. Our brains crave structure, but we also have the tools to challenge it when it goes wrong. And that's not a flaw, it's our superpower. Now I want to know, do you see yourself as more of a follower or a fighter? Drop your take in the comments below, I read every single one. And if you're fascinated by these human quirks, hit subscribe and stick around. There's a lot more to explore about the science of who we are.